Hey, it's Garina. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to do a really quick video for you today on medical bills. And it's just really about negotiating medical bills because I've done it in the past a couple times. So I wanted to share that experience with you. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and I'll get started. So I have actually negotiated medical bills twice. And I'm making this video because I know several people who did not know that you could do that. And when I say medical bills, I'm actually talking about emergency room bills, because I have actually tried this tactic with regular bills in your regular office and they would not negotiate with me. So, but you can try because you may actually get your doctor's office to negotiate. But the first instance was probably about 5 years ago, and I was out of state. I actually had to go to the emergency room and did not know that my insurance did not cover out of state. They only cover within my state. So I received a $950 emergency room bill. And I called them and I'm like, why do I have an emergency bill of $900 something when I have medical insurance? And they told me that, you know, they could not take my medical insurance because it was out of state. And I said, I don't understand. It's like, only in an emergency. I'm like, well, what's an emergency? I was in pain. They were like, well, if you have a broken bone, like a broken arm or a leg, or if you can't breathe, it's like, has to be almost life-threatening, I guess. And so I'm just like, oh my God, whatever. So I didn't want to pay that much. And that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a lot of people. So I had set up a payment arrangement of $50 a month. After I made about 2 payments, I was just like, this is crazy. So I called them. I called the hospital, and the lady that answered, I told her, I think it was just the number on the bill. And I told her, can I speak to someone about this bill that I received and talk about the price of it? Because I know insurance companies do that. So she was like, yeah. I said, well, can you connect me with that person? She's like, you're speaking to the person, somebody who can help you. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, so I would like to negotiate this price on, you know, my medical bill. And I told her the story and how my insurance didn't accept it. They didn't accept my insurance. And they were like, well, you know, you can negotiate. I'm like, okay, well, what can I negotiate off this amount? She's like, how much do you want to pay? I said maybe, and I probably had about $850 left on the bill. And I was like $400? She was like, sure, but you got to pay it in full. So I'm like, okay. So I went ahead and took out my credit card and paid it in full, and they wrote the rest off. And I'm just like, oh my God, you know, how much could I have gone down if she was okay with me paying half? So that was my first experience, knowing that you can negotiate your emergency room bills if your insurance doesn't cover it at all or doesn't cover the whole portion. The second instance was recently when my daughter was in the emergency room, probably 4 months ago or so. She wasn't feeling good at all, and her breaths were a little short for some reason, and she's actually a healthy kid, so I don't know what was going on. But anyway, so her dad's insurance covered most of the bill. It was like a $600 something bill. So her dad's insurance covered most of the bill, and then I got a bill for $280. And I'm like, why did I get a bill? I'm at home. I'm in the state I live in. You know, my insurance is secondary, so normally my insurance will kick in and cover what her father's insurance does not. So I called my insurance to see why they didn't pick up the rest of it, and it's because of the deductible, and the portion that they cover was really small. What I did was I called the hospital and I asked them, well, after this being my second time, I didn't really ask. I told them I'd like to negotiate my bill. So the girl pulled it up in the system and she was like, yeah, we can't really negotiate. I'm like, why not? I said, you know, her father's insurance paid for most of it. For whatever reason, I pay insurance, but they didn't want to pay, you know, for the rest, or at least a portion of it. So, you know, there's no way I can negotiate at all. And the amount left was $280. And I said, I can't negotiate this at all. And she was like, well, and she's like, well, I guess we can do 40%. Thank you. So I was like, you know, I guess if I would have just been okay with her saying no the first time, I would have had to pay the $280. But after kind of pushing a little bit, I was like, why can't I pay? I don't understand why I can't negotiate with you all and pay a lesser amount. But I was nice. Be nice, because if you are forceful or if you have a nasty attitude, they probably won't negotiate with you. But she went ahead, after me asking a couple times, she went ahead and negotiated, and the same thing. When she told me it went from like 280 to like 163 or something like that. But she was like, I had to pay the 163 in full. I will. And I gave her my information and I paid it in full and they wrote off the rest. So I just want to kind of let you know that, you know, that is an option if you have an emergency room bill and your insurance didn't cover it all, or it didn't cover it at all. Just know that if you get a bill from them, you do have the option to negotiate it. So hopefully this was a little bit informative for some people who didn't know that. But if you have any questions, please leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.